My take on the whole Karmelo Anthony trial. Now let's get right into it. Yesterday, young Karmelo was convicted of murder by a jury of his peers. Now let's keep it a buck. A lot of people online are screaming it was an all-white jury, and that is a lie. Let's fact check that real quick. It was a white, Asian, and Hispanic jury. But listen to me closely. There was not a single black person in that box. Zero. The prosecution struck the only eligible black jurors from the pool. So do I still believe that that was a jury of his peers? Yes. And I'm going to explain why. So just stick with me for a minute. Now, the tragic death of Austin Metcalf is a story that divided the whole internet. It was a highly complex trial, but ultimately those 12 jurors of his peers decided that Karmelo was guilty. Let's be real. This case is an absolute tragedy for both families. Both parents lost a son, one to the grave, one to the system. But I honestly believe both families failed their kids. The Metcalfs straight up failed. They did not do enough to educate their boys on bullying, personal boundaries, and how to treat others with respect. And I got to keep it all the way real. Karmelo's family failed him too in two major ways. First, they let him believe that as a black man in America, it's okay to walk around white kids carrying a weapon, and without educating him on how this two-sided justice system actually operates. They didn't school him on the reality of the stand your ground laws and self-defense laws. And let's not get it twisted. Those laws were built to be used against us when we get hurt, not to protect us when we defend ourselves. And that's just a cold fact, and I don't care how you feel about that. Second major failure, they moved him to Frisco, Texas, out in Collin County, a predominantly white area. Now, Brother Malcolm X warned us about this a long time ago. He taught us the dangers of moving to the suburbs just to assimilate. We chase what we perceive as status symbols of success, being the only black family in the neighborhood or the only black kid in the school. And that is the same exact thing that worked against Karmelo Anthony. See, to understand why I'm actually taking it there, you got to understand how this jury selection game actually is played. Look, as much as it would make sense for the courts to just take a trip down to Houston or go down to Dallas, scoop up 5, 6 black affluent doctors and just toss them in the jury box. Like, here, give the kid a chance or let him have a good representation. But that's not how it works. The court system is not some strip club or like a sleazy massage parlor where if you don't like your local talent, you go import some baddies from another city. See, in Texas, like in most states, juries are pulled from local voter registrations and driver's license records right in the county where the crime happened. It's simple math, bro. If you move out to a county where majority of the registered voters are white because suddenly you think you're too good to live around your own people, you're going to end up in a jury that reflects that demographic. Those are your peers, my good friend. Those are your neighbors. That is your community. See, Collin County is heavily white. So guess what? No black jurors are going to make the cut. Now, if you live in a county where majority of the voters look like you are far more likely to end up in a jury that actually represents you. The lesson here is that we have to be incredibly careful where we choose to plant our roots. Ultimately, do I believe that justice was served in that courtroom yesterday? Hell no. I honestly believe the jury's decision and the prosecution's entire strategy was nothing more than vengeance. They were in there avenging the death of Austin Metcalf. And that's all it was, an act of revenge. Now, that's my take. Now, whether you agree with me or not, drop it in the comment box. Let me hear how y'all feel about that. But that's honestly my take on this.